Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Cassie Joy. Screw this. I'm not paying $200 for this. What's up everybody, it's Cassie Joy here, and today I'm taking my YouTube production to the next level, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I already script most of my videos, mainly so I can get a sense of what I'm going to talk about beforehand, and so I try not to ramble on as much. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know this doesn't work very well. Mostly because in my current setup, I'm currently pausing the recording to look at my script, pre-read some of it, start the recording again, and start reading again, because I don't have a good solution. I'm looking from monitor to camera to monitor to camera. You're seeing me do it a lot on this video in particular because I'm trying to simulate this even better. This entire workflow is highly inefficient. So today, we're gonna make a DIY teleprompter. A teleprompter is a device that sits in front of a camera with a clear piece of glass and a monitor with reverse text reflecting up at it. The angle of the glass causes the camera not to catch the text reflection and gives the presenter an easy place to read their script and look when talking to the camera and presenting. These devices usually cost hundreds of dollars, but in 2020, we have the power of tablets and 3D printing. For those who don't know me, outside of these tutorials, I'm a bit of a creative nerd. Not only do I love streaming and creating content, but I love making things with my hands. And it's one of those things that keeps me from slowly going insane. If I'm not making content, I'm probably building something somewhere out of something in my spare time. A lot of you have noticed the props in the background before. Actually all of these, besides those two lightsabers, were made by me, and the majority of them were 3D printed. And 3D printing is going to be the heart of this project. We'll be using my main printer, the Artillery Sidewinder X1, a large format FDM printer that comes in at around $400. This is honestly a steal at this price tag. It is a 300 by 300 by 400 build volume. I can do giant prints or multiple small pieces at once with no problem. Out of the 4 printers I own, being an ANET 8, an Ender 3, and an Ender 3 Pro, this is by far the best printer I have, and it just works flawlessly the majority of the time. The other printers I have to tweak with quite a lot sometimes to get them just to run. Obviously, this costs more than if you were to just buy a teleprompter, but if you already happen to have a 3D printer or a friend who has a 3D printer, this could be a very cost-effective way of building a teleprompter. First, we need a design for our teleprompter. My 3D modeling skills when it comes to engineering aren't that great, but thankfully, someone's already done the heavy lifting for us. The 16-bit gamer over on Thingiverse uploaded this cool little project they called the Simple Teleprompter. So I downloaded the STLs, threw the pieces I needed into Cura, my slicer of choice, and exported to the USB key and started the print. Now this is the boring part of 3D printing, which is waiting. The whole print took about 14 hours. I'm gonna set up a time lapse and I'm gonna go take a nap. While we wait for the 3D printer to finish up, let's talk about the other parts of this project. I've already been working on this little tripod mount for recording videos at other angles in the office for a couple weeks now. The base is my Manfrotto Tripod. I absolutely love this thing. While it's not the best one on the market, it's not carbon fiber, it's still steel. It's been durable for the last 15 years. I got this as a gift in junior year from my video and film professor in high school, and the head is smooth enough for simple panning shot. Now, I don't think the built-in tripod mount for the teleprompter we're printing is gonna fit on this mount, but we're gonna MacGyver it somehow, I promise. The camera is going to be our usual Panasonic G7, which is what we're recording on now. And for the teleprompter screen, I actually have this old iPad mini laying around that I think will work perfect for this. So it should be noted that any tablet will do, or even your phone. There's software available on both iOS and Android. We will be using Parrot Teleprompter with the $20 remote I purchased off Adorama. Make sure that whatever piece of glass you're using is gonna match the size of your tablet or phone or be a little bigger. I thankfully have a standard 8.5 by 11 photo frame laying around with a nice piece of glass in it. So we're gonna clean this up, put some gloves on, and take it out of the frame. While this isn't pictured on the Thingiverse page, most teleprompters will have a hood going from the lens to the glass of the teleprompter to create a dark area. This decreases the chance of light reflecting off of the glass into the camera lens and allows you to be able to better read the teleprompt from a dark background. I'm going to use this drawstring bag I have. It's a nice thick material, and the drawstring end will allow us to be able to adjust the size depending on the size of our lens. All right, now that we've gone over all that, let's put this thing together. The first thing I did was take the base plate and tested it to my my hot plate. Didn't fit, but thankfully I actually had the original prints fail on me due to running out of filament, and where this print ran out of filament was actually the correct height for fitting into the hot shoe plate. So we're going to be using this blue failed print to start. Now I'm going to use those Allen key M3s for all of the pieces here except for the iPad support, in which I'm going to use these wood screws, and I'm going to drill into the plastic itself. It didn't seem like it was going to be stable enough with just the M3s, and I'm still not quite sure that this is going to hold up over time. I'm going to need to obviously test run it if the iPad drops. If it breaks, it's not the worst thing in the world. Then I'm going to attach the brace for the iPad just so it doesn't slide around. I had the wrong set of Allen keys here, so I had to go back and keep grabbing tools from the office. This work table is actually set up out in my living room instead of in my office, just so I can have a separate workspace for things like this. So for the glass, it's not very stable in the mounting hole off the bat, so I'm going to take some of this double-sided red tape. We're going to stick it to the mount and then stick the glass in. I hope I get this in right the first time. I didn't. We're just going to live with it. So here's the first problem I had. My mounting plate didn't properly sit on this base that they've modeled. So I came up with the solution of turn it sideways, and then I just turned it sideways on all my mounts. It fits on all my other stuff sideways, so it's not that big of a deal. And then here is the big issue. As of right now, my camera is sitting way taller than the glass. And judging by my testing here, I'm going to have to, like, lower the height of this by about half before it's usable. So we're going to go back into Cure It. We're going to grab this part that this guy made. I'm going to go over to the scale settings. We're going to turn off uniform scaling, and then we're going to shrink the Z by about 50. And I think doing that is going to put our camera at the right height. I'm going to rotate it and lay it flat like before. I'm actually going to turn down the print speed for this, because I had problems with the other one. I'm going to go down to 50 millimeters a second. Slice it up. We're going to throw it on the printer and see what happens then.
Many unbearable hours later.
All right, guys. It's been a few days since I last recorded, and this didn't work out the way I wanted it to, like, at all. After several iterations and a massive 3D printer clog that put my main printer out of commission until I can order a new nozzle, don't try to unscrew a 3D printer nozzle when it's not heated up, guys. I ended up chopping up some of the failed prints, getting a Dremel, and screwing together the plates that you see in this B-roll footage. Honestly, it needs to be another millimeter taller. It catches the bottom of the iPad, unless I zoom in by about a millimeter. But I got tired of attempting things, and with the printer out of commission, this is what we have. After that, my idea for using a bag as a hood worked, well, not that great. It's kind of ugly, but you know, at the end of the day, it serves the purpose, and that's all that really matters. I plan on prettying it up eventually. All in all, it's a tool that I made for myself that was free and does the purpose that I need it to. I haven't yet gotten the remote, but I will soon. Let me know if you guys attempt another make or build something similar to yourself. You should tweet a picture of it at me, at It's Cassie Joy, link below on Twitter. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video than usual. I was gonna spend the time to make it, so I might as well take you along for the ride. If you enjoyed this, consider clicking that like and subscribe button below. Check out my various social media links. Maybe consider buying something at the merch store, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out!